Hey guys, it's Andrea, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be setting up my bullet journal for June. And it's definitely been a while since I last posted a video, and that is because school got really busy and I had to take a small break from creating content, but I finally graduated high school and I'm now on summer break, so that means I can create more content more often. And the theme that I chose for this month is something that has been on my mind for a while, and it is this sort of desert landscape theme. And for that I chose some muted boho kind of colors and just drew different shapes like they are sand dunes and added a cactus and the sun. And also, I've been wanting to do this thing for so long but never actually got to do it until now that I finally have more free time and thought it would be nice to do something that is a bit more drawing heavy. So yeah, it's finally here. And now that I'm thinking about it, I just realized that I say that pretty much in every Plan With Me video. Like, I always think of a theme and then never get to it, and when I finally do it, I'm super excited about it, so yeah, that's nice. So after I finished drawing the landscape, I just lettered the word June and added some washi tape, but then I felt like I wanted the word to stand out a bit more, so I just blended some shadows and made the edges darker. And now it's time to start working on the quote page. And the quote that I chose for this month is, "Wherever you are, be all there." And I chose this quote because I feel like, especially this year with online school and the transition from high school to university, I've been completely focused on the future and not completely enjoying the moment I'm in. So I just felt like it would be nice to have a small reminder to be focused on the present. And for this quote page, I just decided to go for some simple cursive lettering, and then I just used the same color to draw a smaller landscape at the bottom of the page. Then I felt like it needed a bit more color in the lettering, so I just used a pink Tombow to add that kind of outline. And I'm just adding this sort of drop shapes. And finally, I used the gray marker to add a drop shadow. And this is how the finished quote and cover pages turned out. The next spread that I'm gonna be making is the monthly spread. And for this spread, I decided to go just for a simple grid, and onto the side just add a small landscape drawing. I remember that when I first started journaling, I never used to make monthly spreads because I just didn't think they would be useful. But now they're one of the spreads I use the most. It's just so helpful to have another space where you can plan out events that aren't necessarily on the current week you're doing. And basically what I did after finished drawing the grid, I just used the same colors that I've been using for this theme, and I just drew some dots where I'll be writing the dates and added a colored line at the top to write the days of the week. And now it's time to move on to the small landscape at the side. And I did a pretty similar design to the one in the cover page, but this one is in the shape of like a rounded rectangle, and I think it looks really cute. after I finished drawing the landscape, I just lettered the word June at the bottom of the page, and once again I did some blending to add some shadows and depth. And once that I was done blending, I just used the same gray marker to add a small drop shadow, and that is honestly one of my favorite styles of shadows to make because it's really simple yet it really makes the word pop, and I really love the look it gives. And while I was writing the dates, I realized that I had made an extra square because, well, June doesn't have 31 days, but I decided to just leave it there so I didn't have to cut a page to cover it. And the final thing that I did for this spread was just to outline the landscape so the colors would be more noticeable. And the final two spreads that I made for this Playing With Me are a master to-do list and a playlist page. And if I'm being honest, I didn't quite like this as I was making it, but I had already started it, so I thought I'd just give it a go and see how it turned out. But the idea was to create like a background that was inspired on the sand dunes of the desert that I'd previously made on the other pages. And by this stage, I was pretty worried because I don't usually make pages that are this bold, but I decided to just trust the process and hope for the best. And then I just decided to outline everything, and I think it was what truly made the difference because after outlining it, I really liked how it looks. I still don't think that I'll be making pages this bold in the future, but it was pretty interesting to make something completely different from what I've done before. And since I'm no longer in school for this month, the only items that I added for my to-do list on this page are my social media things that I have to update, and also I'll be rebranding my shop, so I made a small section for that. Next, I decided to also outline the different shapes, and I think it really added to the overall look of the spread, and I definitely like it more than before. And then on this side, I just made some gray lines where I'd be drawing the different play and skip buttons, so it looks more like a playlist. And now for the playlist, I leave on the screen the different songs that I wrote if they're like a bit too small or fast to see, but I have to admit that if I made this spread after Sour by Olivia Rodrigo was released, pretty much her whole album will be here, so it would have been a bit different, but I still love all of those songs. And also, I've been trying to diversify my music taste, so if you have any song recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below. And that's it for the spreads I made this month. I'm so excited to be back making videos for you, and I hope that I'll be posting some more exciting stuff this month. And I really hope you liked it, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!